stumbled upon his life's work. He took a job as a waiter in Chinatown, where he discovered that his tips skyrocketed when he sang songs of the day for the patrons. Singing cover tunes at dinner tables soon turned into a stint at songwriting. He collaborated with friends at first, then he got his break as a staff writer with a music publishing house in New York. His meteoric rise as a songwriter in Tin Pan Alley and then on Broadway started in 1911 with Alexander's Ragtime Band, which would become a hit by various artists. But ragtime music wasn't where his heart was. He wanted to create his own version of American music, one that appealed to the diversity and the richness of his adopted nation. He once described his aspirations as a songwriter and the audience he was hoping to write for. He said, "My ambition is to reach the heart of the average American, not the highbrow nor the lowbrow, but that vast intermediate crew, which is the real soul of the country." Or, as Hillary would call them, the deplorables. The deplorables. Berlin made good on his mission statement, creating the richest catalog of popular music by any songwriter in American history. It's been said that writing a song is a bit like giving birth, laborious, miraculous. Irving Berlin gave birth to 1,500 songs. His publishing manager said this about his work ethic: "It was a ritual for Berlin to write a complete song, words and music every day. He didn't believe in inspiration and thought his most successful compositions were the result of work." His songs have become a part of our national identity. His catalog includes such standards as Cheek to Cheek, Putting on the Ritz, Let's Face the Music and Dance, There's No Business Like Show Business, and How Deep is the Ocean. And get this, he did all of it without any formal music training. He couldn't read or write music, and he taught himself how to play the piano. Now, it's a story about so many things, but as I said, it's about hard work and freedom and liberty and America itself. Tell me another country where Irving Berlin's story is possible. Think about it. The man who gave us White Christmas was Jewish. The man who gave us God Bless America was born in Russia. Can't make that up. And the only identity politics Irving Berlin understood was being an American. No cynicism, no apologies, just gratitude. And one last thing, he was a great businessman. He decided it was best to own his music, to own the intellectual property he created, something our founding fathers understood back in the 18th century when they placed the idea of the patent right there in Article 1 of the Constitution. The founders, guys like Ben Franklin, knew that ideas were property too. Not just scientific ideas, artistic ones, music, writing, plays, books. That's why American art is so vital, because of the founders. The work of artists is secured by those old white men back in the 18th century. And one last thing before we drill down on liberty, whether or not it still matters. Many people don't know this, but God Bless America was really and literally written as a prayer seeking God's blessing and peace upon America. Over the years, the beautiful opening verse has been scrapped by most singers, though one always includes it in his rendition. Maybe you've heard of the great Irish tenor, Ronan Tynan. Here's the verse that comes before what we all know and love. It says, "While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer." Swear allegiance? A land so fair, solemn prayer? That's a walking microaggression. The opening verse of this anthem, you'd be kicked out of most college campuses in America for even thinking that. Heck, it's enough to make the whole Democrat National Convention commit mass suicide if they heard those words. Now, but in our circles, it would be a crime to sing the opening or share the opening with you and not the rest of God Bless America. And I know they didn't warn you, and there was a beautiful rendition of the national anthem, but if you don't mind, I hope you'll join me for the rest of this song. Let's take a moment and sing this together.